Hello, everyone. Welcome to AI Dungeon Crawlers. Today is Friday, October 8th, 2021, and welcome to the dungeon, where the five of us traverse the treacherous mind of a sinister AI, programmed with the insights of 10,000 authors, throwing rain-stormed mansions at our every turn as we struggle to make the next greatest gothic horror novel since arches became so out of fashion. Just a friendly reminder, if you link your Amazon Prime to Twitch and unlock Twitch Prime, gives you one free subscription to any channel on the platform per month, and we would love it if you used it here. We also have a tip jar down below if you're so inclined, but if you really want to support the show, be sure to share it with friends and family. Follow us on Instagram as well, and like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. It's a huge help. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over a many quaint and curious volumes of forgotten lore. I've got a lot of them. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of one so gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. And I'd better let him in, because if we don't start the show soon, he won't shut up about it. It's our protagonist tonight, Eric Laban.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Eric. Hello, hello. Hi. Can you name that poem?
That was the Cormorant.
Oh, try again.
That was the Raven by
one more time. Yes,
It's the Crow,
Raven
guys, the Crow.
I was going to say, I thought it was the Crow from Brandon Lee.
I think it was actually the Seagull by Chekhov.
Oh!
Hey!
Oh my God!
Also, my marriage is falling apart. That's unrelated. What are we playing today this week, Eric? What's going on?
We're drinking. Well, we're playing AI Dungeon,
yes.
Jack.
No,
but,
you know what I
but,
mean.
you know, there's
Eric.
a fun thing we do every week, and that's drink.
Just like Anton Chekhov.
It did so often. Yeah, I don't know. So today I thought I would drink the scariest drink of all in the theme of Spooktober.
Okay.
Jack, I'll be drinking a martini with no olives.
Oh, the horror! The horror!
That is a long thunderclap. Wow, that resonated for minutes at a time.
I control the knob.
That was,
To adjust your
that
TV
was
set.
amazing.
Anyways, I thought we could drink today every time somebody is alludes to something ominous indirectly.
Ooh,
Like, you know.
do you want to give me an example?
indirect.
It'd be like, perhaps you could come into this house for the last time, as it's being destroyed tomorrow.
Excellent.
You know,
Love
so
that.
yeah.
Take a drink every single time, and of course here on AI Dungeon we also drink every time we want to hit the retry button, which is just anytime the AI gives us a nonsense response, which happens often enough.
Jack, before you move on, I would just like to say to everybody, we watched a great movie on Thursday.
Yeah, we did.
Which you can join it. We watched Dragon Wick with Vincent Price.
Turns
Ready
out,
for a schlocky piece
wonderful
of crap,
movie.
but it
yeah,
was
I was
so
ready
good.
to just be. Oh my God.
And if you want to watch that movie too with us, then you can join us every Thursday on the Discord. Come to the
that's right.
Discord.
Oh, the Discord. You know
Exclamation
how to
point
get there.
Discord. Just come. It's good
Just
time.
do it.
Now, Matt,
That's
I
good.
chime in just for a second.
Oh, yeah.
The other good movie of Vincent Price's that you should watch is Theater of Blood. It is probably the
Yes.
most prime of his movies that I just think is just one of the most amazing things. And Diana Rigg as a man is incredible.
It's
I'm
I have
intrigued.
seen Theater of
It was
Blood.
a magical
It's
summer,
so
the two
It
of
fantastic.
was.
Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow of the lost Lenore, nameless here forevermore. Or at least I wish she would be. If you didn't keep bringing her up, I would have forgotten her already. But I guess he's been bringing up a lot of things tonight because he's our narrator. It's Jesse Beam. Name that poem, Jesse.
Good evening.
It's just silence.
Name
this?
that poem, Jesse.
The jackdaw.
All right. How was your week?
Excellent.
Yes.
Yes, I've been living it up as Dracula.
Ah.
And
how's that
also working as Dracula. Enjoying a nice glass of blood.
Ah, yes.
And of course,
did you-
the blood here is just because the fangs are cutting into my lips, you know.
Oh, it sounds very inefficient. I'm so sorry. Where are you playing Dracula? What's happening?
At Casaloma's Legends of Horror. If you
Why,
would like
that's
a
the castle
spectacular
on the
time
hill.
in the Toronto area, you come and see me. I can't promise you'll leave alive.
Ooh.
Terrifying. Thank you very much for bringing that image to my life. And moving on. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. 'Tis some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. That it is, and nothing no more." No, would just put the paintbrushes down. I'm trying to still the beating of my heart. Please, now, at least. No? It's our illustrator, Noah Schaefer. Noah,
Hello.
name
Hello.
that poem.
Would that be, The Telltale Heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, I know my Poe.
Yeah, you do.
I know my Edgar Allan Poe. Do not.
Noah, do you have some art you want to show us this week?
I do have some art that I want to show you guys this week. And it's something that I worked on today that just kind of came up out of the blue because I've been trying to get back into the swing of doing my art and drawing. And so I drew a Hulk.
Whoa.
Ah, look
How
at that.
wide his face is.
I drew the Hulk.
Why is his nose so small?
Because it's, I don't know, it's the Hulk. It's just
The
how I
Hulk,
like.
Jack.
Does everything scale up, including teeth, but not
No.
like nose and ears?
I think it's because he's smelling something gross, so he's wrinkling his nose in disgust.
Yeah, he's
It's
very.
actually no bigger, Jack. It's all just been reallocated to different parts of his
Yeah, it's all that
Bruce
he had
Banner
in
has
his
an enormous
nose.
nose to compensate.
He does.
Oh,
He really
it's just
does.
globular in the middle of his face, waving in the wind if he were to bicycle somewhere. Noah, this looks great. This is like the classic flat top, ruffly hair.
I will always stand by. I love the flat top, ruffly hair because here's the thing about Hulk that I very much enjoy, and it weirdly fits in with everything. I like that Hulk was initially conceived as kind of a mixture of like Frankenstein and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That very kind of classic thing, and yeah, taking that inspiration from Boris Karloff's Frankenstein, of having that kind of flat top. I've always loved that. I find that to be a very fun visual for him.
That's cool and very appropriate given this week.
Exactly. That's what I felt was like weirdly appropriate. So I was just like,
Nice.
yes.
Well, thank
I
you
can
for
keep
bringing
it
that
all
to us, Noah.
kind of fun and in theme.
I'm excited to see what you do this week with such a visual style
Ooh.
of gothic horror. Ooh.
It'll be just a lot of shadows. It'll be like the
Oh.
film noir, but even more.
Ooh. Love that.
The entire screen's just black the entire time.
Oh, fun. It's an artistic decision. Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here, I opened wide the door. Why, it's a man behind a bush, throwing rocks at my window. How many rocks does he have? Why, it could be any number. He could be any one, which is good, because he'll be playing everyone. It's Jamie Johnson. Oh, hello. He's back. Oh, give me a good maniacal laugh. Eric, give me the thunder.
What the hell? Oh no! It hit a man, Jack.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And now he's leaving.
Really taking his sweet time with that exit.
Oh my god, I think
I'll be
he's
back
gonna
just
turn back
as
around
soon as I've left.
Oh no! He locked the door, Jack.
No, we're locked in.
Oh no! We've got to kick it in.
Jamie, let's bring the story back to you for a second. Wonderful Foley work, Eric. I really appreciate your time and effort you've brought forward to this. Jamie, there's a question we ask every ghost that they do who joins us onto the show. We're calling them ghosts this week.
Over. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, scary
And
ghost.
Yes. And it's a very simple question, and I will tell you now, you're not allowed to answer the birth of my child or the day I got married fairly recently. And that is, what is the single most important thing that's ever happened to you in your entire life?
Learning that my toenails grow and I could cut them properly.
Ooh.
What was the improper way you used to cut your toenails?
Well, that was with... okay, you have to understand. Sometimes your knee can bend in a certain way.
That's true.
And when you are younger, that is the way that you cut your toenails.
Mm-hmm.
By placing that toe directly in your mouth and biting down.
We've all been there.
I thought so. I'm always unsure
Jamie,
of what's going on in the world.
Are you saying I won't be able to do that forever?
No, I'm sorry. We've already surmised that and we figured that one out. But yes, you can't. Even though I still try every once in a while, just to make sure that I have aged to a certain point.
Just to make sure
that I've aged.
Death, isn't it? Like,
I tell you, that's the march to death. You can no longer bite your toenails. It's sad. I know it's sad, but it's a reality we all have to deal with at some point in time.
How old were you when you discovered you can no longer bite your toenails?
Last week.
Oh.
Oh, well, you had a good run.
You had a great run.
It was incredibly sad. My hip joint popped. It's going to be replaced soon.
And then you went and stood at the altar.
Yeah. Well, no, that was a little after the altar, so that's a different thing altogether.
That's what they always say. Get married, you can't bite your toenails. No.
I tell you.
That's why I've been putting it off for so long.
Oh, my God.
Jamie, do you have any affiliation and or love and or respect for the Gothic genre?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe a better question would be
No, that's not really fair.
Okay.
As I told you before, Theater of Blood happens to be one of my favorite films. And I believe that fits extremely into the Gothic nature of literature, film, and it's one of the most arresting images I think I've ever seen when I first saw it, which was many years ago, of Vincent Price standing on top of this building with Diana Rigg in his arms and having the whole building burn out from underneath him as he plunged to the ground. It was just like, I think that to me is a formative Gothic image.
Just like incredible image.
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Or it might have scarred me for life. I'm not sure which. We will figure that out as we go along.
We'll find the answer today in a segment we call Who Hurt You, Jeremy? Jeremy. Oh.
Jeremy?
Jeremy? Excuse me.
I ate Jack's brains last night.
Oh,
That's why
God,
he's
my
running on
frontal
empty.
lobe has been missing for years. All right. Guys, Gothic horror today. We're diving deep into the Whitetower Forest. We had a great time building this world. Wonderful deep lore and really cool characters. I can't wait to dive in. So let me just kick you off with a little bit of some spooky violin.
You want a summer forest sound, Jack?
Oh, yeah, please.
I hit the wrong button.
Sure you did. The Whitetower Forest is a dense, dark forest that stretches for miles, said to be the site of the first village in history. It is filled with massive trees and dark, twisted plants. The forest is alive with the sound of heavy breathing and the crack of branches underfoot. There are legends of terrible creatures inhabiting the forest, though it is thought to be a safe place for man, as long as they keep to the lighted paths. Those brave enough to walk the whole path will find Shadowford Manor. As you wake up, you realize you are, as always, Konard von Schaffhausen, a human scholar of the occult. You are well traveled to different parts of the kingdom, but this is your first visit to Whitetower Forest. At this moment, you are lost in the woods, looking for your way to Shadowford Manor, which you heard has a rare plant specimen. You decide to take a rest and begin writing in your journal. As you do, you begin to think about the things you've seen and the people you've met on this journey. You begin to wonder why you are still single at this age.
Ah, crap.
You are 26 years of age and still no marriage prospects in sight.
Ah, shit.
Last year, you proposed to a young lady by the name of Elizabeth, but she turned you down, claiming that she wished to find somebody more adventurous for her husband.
Ah, fiddlesticks.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
We know that's a lie, Elizabeth.
As you sit lost in thought, Olaf Zeminski taps you on the shoulder and says,
You should eat something. You look sickly.
he hands you a bowl of pea soup. You stare at it and realize how hungry you are, finishing the bowl quickly.
That's the spirit, lad. Always eat what they give you, whether it's bread or flesh.
You shiver at his last word, thinking of the rumors of vicious monsters that inhabit these woods. Olaf takes your now empty bowl.
I'll get you some more.
I think that's a drink. That was pretty ominous.
That was a pretty ominous statement. You'd be like, whether it's man or breadfruit or brains or arm.
It's very hard to drink with fangs in, I've just realized. These won't last
Your
very
diction
long.
sounds great, all things considered.
Are you being sarcastic? I can't tell.
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
serious.
good.
It was
Because I'm
pretty
worried
good.
that I sound like I have a lisp.
No, it's just
After
a stylistic choice.
After filling your bowl once again, he sits down next to you. It is apparent that he wishes to speak with you. You put aside your thoughts of monsters and muster the strength to speak. You say.
How far are we from the castle, Olaf?
He looks at you with a serious face and says,
It's only a matter of time before we reach our graves. As for the castle, it's no less than 5 miles.
Taking a drink.
that's pretty ominous.
That's another
Why?
drink.
Everything Olaf says is just this.
And why do you think we chose this game,
This
Noah?
smart man.
He knows
Olaf
what
is like,
life's
I can
all
only
about.
speak in ominous riddles. I'm sorry, it's a curse.
I've been cursed.
It makes it
For
really
hundreds
hard
of
to find a
years.
girlfriend.
My entire family has been speaking in ominous riddles for all our
Not
lives.
only for you.
It's the Schaffenhusen way.
You wonder if he is serious or not, as his thick accent makes everything he says sound like a joke. A very
All
ominous
right.
joke.
Well, the AI seems to have understood Jamie already.
Here we go. So, boy, here we go. Do something stupid from Mysterious P says in square brackets in all caps. Insert whenever it feels right. A person named Orpheus, which is a zodiac title for, quote, some sort of person of great importance, such as the Chosen One, an archdemon, or whatever, as a reference apparently to the 13th zodiac sign fad from 2011. Apparently that was a
There was a
thing.
13th zodiac sign found.
Yeah, back in 2011, people were like, the 13th zodiac sign is
Yes.
Orpheus.
Yeah, we've invented a new month. It's coming in every year. It's a new
Lousy
thing.
smarch weather.
What would you call a new month, Jamie? Nothing.
Non-existent? I don't know.
All right.
I've lost myself in
Thought
where
maybe
I
we
was
could have a little
thinking.
bit of a fun
There was
rapport.
a lot of things
You
going
know,
on.
I'd
We'll
toss
just
you the
take
ball.
one day from every other month.
You said Smarch. I was probably going with February. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like throw everything out the wind.
Great.
Smuggest.
Why don't we keep reading text? Stop
You
adding
say.
SM to the beginning of names.
We should finish eating quickly and press on. If we hurry, we can make it before dark.
You look at the sky and see that storm clouds are beginning to gather above you. You finish your second bowl and rise to put away the empty pot. Olaf quickly grabs you by the arm and whispers,
Do not anger it. We must appease if we wish to leave.
You look at him and say,
Appease what? There is nothing here but us.
he continues to warn you.
The beast of the forest has awoken, and it has its sights set on us.
Once again, Olaf, being very ominous.
Just a cheery guy. Isn't he?
It sure is. Everything he
good.
says.
I imagine when we hired him in town, he had this traveling card that said, like, ominous Olaf's, ominous predictions. You look around for the beast. You're far too busy, however, trying to appease the terrible hunger in your stomach. Hunger is a very
Just
real
ate.
sensation for you. The forest has not been kind, giving you bitter-tasting mushrooms and overheated water from muddy puddles. And pea soup, so I don't know why we're...
We just have this discussion.
The water's so warm here in the forest.
I like that you've decided walking through the forest. Ah, yes, I need food. These strange mushrooms, I'm sure they'll be good.
I'll just drink straight from these muddy puddles.
Ah, damn it, the water's burnt. You've come to realize that you are alone in this world, abandoned by your family, and left to die at the hands of these terrible woods. Your tears have long since dried up, but the rage in your heart remains. How could they have left you?
Jeez, we got a lot to work through, man.
You look
Oh my
around
God.
for your therapist.
How
Olaf?
could they have left you? Well, it was a quick ride down in the corner. Then you take a left and
Keep
continue on
going.
until you see the sun go down.
Oh no, bless them. So this feels like we're blaming everyone in the world around us for the decision that we made, which was to leave home after our girlfriend rejected us.
You don't
And now we're like,
understand, Jack.
The world.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
Nothing more to say. Simply that you couldn't possibly comprehend the pain that I'm in.
World broke my heart, now I must break the world's bones.
Oh no. By finding plants in a manor.
Yes,
Let's
take that,
carry on our
world.
journey.
Jack.
It feels to me, yes.
I know that a lot of people break up, okay?
Okay.
This was me breaking up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
Right.
it hurt, Jack. It hurt so deep inside.
I know.
Can I go and have a drink? Maybe it'll go away.
He broke up. She broke up. But this was me.
What are you
My
gonna
family
do
said
about
I'd get over it.
it? Oh no.
They
Wait,
lied.
did your family encourage this trip then? It's like, look, you'll get over it. There's a tower in a forest. You just go for a ride. Bring your cousin Olaf with you.
Maybe
He
to
always
the
cheered
family.
you up.
Maybe to the family it was just convenient, like, oh hey, you know what would fix a
Yeah.
broken heart? Get the
I was
fuck
gonna
out of here.
say the same thing. My
Leaving.
God, he's finally leaving the house. He's what, 26 years old? He still doesn't have a job. For God's sakes, get out of the house.
You graduated school 6 years ago and have done nothing with your life.
You've just been sitting in the basement reading gothic horror. Why don't you go out and live some gothic horror?
That's the reveal at the end of this. The year is 2016.
Oh!
I think we're caught up in our own mind. We forget about the beast and we
Oh
stride on.
no. Okay, we got over the beast pretty quick. Sounds good.
Yeah, we don't really believe in it. It's superstition.
You say.
I have no time for superstitions, Olaf. Come. Let's hurry to the castle.
You stride toward the castle.
Do you believe in God? Because
Olaf
you know the
asks.
devil is here.
Olaf. All right, drink, everybody.
I swear, I cannot survive Olaf.
Jesus, dude.
That's a
Give us
pretty
a
great line.
break.
though.
That's great. Do you believe in God? Because you know the devil is here.
You
I
ignore
should
him.
say that a little more sprightly. It should have been, do you believe in God? Because you know the devil is here.
Ah.
You ignore him and continue forward. The forest seems to be getting darker, even though you can tell it's evening.
We must find shelter!
Olaf yells. A strange mixture of emotions surges through you. Fear, loneliness, anger, confusion, sadness, all collide into one another, creating a cocktail of feelings so complex you wish you never had to experience them again.
Oh. Oh.
I
Oh,
think
boy.
Drink
Yeah.
that cocktail, mortal. Drink it.
Oh, my God.
All right, I think we say,
You yell.
no, we must keep going.
You continue to the castle.
Before this comes up, King of Onman's Redeemed do something stupid. They would like to see, when the moment comes, in the Manor's garden, a group of 12 trees in the form of a circle, each one carved in symbol of the zodiac signs. Just to work that in. Kind of fun.
Oh, ballet!
Ooh.
Ah, the ballet. You yell.
No, we must keep going.
You continue to the castle.
We must appease the shadow god, lest he destroy us.
Olaf says with terror in his voice. He might have a point. It is getting darker, and the sun seems to be setting at an alarming rate. Suddenly, an unnatural wind begins to blow. You feel unnatural chills run up your spine as the wind continues to increase in velocity. Olaf breaks into a sprint towards the direction of the wind, or rather, where he guesses the wind is coming from.
Catch me if you can!
Everyone knows the shadow god is towards the wind.
Olaf really doesn't want to go to the castle. He just keeps
Olaf is
inventing
having a
new
hard
things.
time. Olaf's experiencing a cocktail of feelings. Are we just going to leave him be? Where's he going? Well, we keep trying to get to the castle, and they're like, but anything could happen. Who knows what scary things? Anyways.
Don't think that's the right way to go!
Oh, no, Olaf. No, come back, Olaf.
But I'm made of snow. I will be melting soon. Ah!
Oh, no. This is our fault for inviting the snowman along this journey. He seems so charming and affable in the city square, and now...
And you were so wrong.
Jamie, give us a little bit of history. Who is this Olaf?
Well, he's some half Swedish, half German man, because my accent is going every which way but left. And we're unsure of exactly where he comes from.
Yeah.
But he has a snowball head, which is very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
You
it
got that,
rolls
Noah?
around a lot. It never really stays in one place. It's like here, then it's there, then it's back there again. Then on the other side, and it's like, oh, I'd like to throw it up and down every once in a while.
Wait, so you're saying
But-
he's an albino contortionist?
Yes! That sounds very good.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I want to point out Noah's art looks amazing. Just on this sheer white on a deep black image here.
And yes,
the
that's what
curly black
Olaf
hair.
would look like if Olaf knew what the fuck he was doing.
Oh, this is
no, this isn't Olaf.
This
This is,
this
our
is Konard.
Hey!
This is Konard.
You leave
no,
Olaf alone. I'm
No, don't
sorry.
worry.
That's
That's
what
what-
he'd look like if
That's
he
what
knew
Olaf
he
would
was
look like if he knew what hair gel was.
Oh, I know what Olaf looks
Definitely
like.
don't
Oh,
know what
no.
it looks
Put a
Believe
mascot
me.
on him and they could be twins.
I'm very scared to know what Olaf looks like. I just see a white ball of fur in the distance. Oh, he's so rotund. He's so round.
Hey.
Beautiful. What a handsome man. All right,
I
Eric,
think so.
talk me through what's your planning here. What do you
I'm just putting in 12 trees.
think? Ooh, we're arriving, are we?
Of the zodiac carved in them.
You say to yourself,
Old fool. I don't need him anyway.
you can just see the outline of the castle through the trees. You follow the path and find yourself in the courtyard of Shadowford Manor. Around the courtyard are a circle of 12 trees with the signs of the zodiac carved in them. You hear that batshit old man scream in the distance. You run into the courtyard to see a man in a black robe holding a struggling Olaf above his head.
Oh, no!
The man stops and stares at you, revealing a pale face with sunken eyes.
Who dares disturb my ritual?
He bellows, throwing Olaf to the ground. The two of you turn to run, but you feel your legs being pulled towards the center of the circle.
Oh, no!
Oh my goodness. Clearly this is the lost archenemy who has cursed him with immortality.
Oh, no! Oh, God. No! Olaf, please! Dear God. Olaf, who's Clara?
Oh, I haven't told you about Clara?
No. Story time with Olaf.
Shit, I'm so sorry. Clara is my third wife.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
When I say my third wife, I mean the one after my second wife, which is a different story altogether. Because she tried to kill me. Now,
I thought you
Clara
meant the one before
was
your
the
fourth
nice
wife.
one. Okay, she actually sat there and tried to tell me about life, but I didn't really care because I was a drunk, and it's once you're drunk, you don't really give a shit about shit.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Clara
Olaf, no.
had this wonderful thing happen to her one day. She was walking down the street, when Mrs. Camphor down the street turned to her and said something along the lines of, because I'm talking about this in translation, okay? Because,
Okay,
the thing is,
Yeah.
I'm just confused. I'm not sure. I tell you she was my third wife, but I'm unsure.
She might
I
have
mean,
been
you
my
did-
fifth. I don't know.
It could be number 4. It could be number 5, because there was this gray period,
Uh-huh.
and it all got kind of lost.
I will say you did open this conversation by saying that Clara was your third wife, not to be confused with the wife after your second.
But then again,
I'm a
that's
big
what
fan
I'm
of
saying.
Olaf's
I'm
gray
lost,
period.
okay?
Okay. Bless you, Olaf.
This is
Try
my
your
favorite
best.
part of his artistic career.
Yeah, this is how
Great, the
Olaf
gray period,
dies.
You call to the man in black robes.
Unhand him and release my legs, you fiend.
You continue to struggle against the wizard's grasp, but it is of no use. You are both lifted into the air and begin to float toward him. He seems to be draining the life force out of you. You feel very dizzy and lightheaded. You begin to black out, but before you do so, you see Olaf. The fool has jumped onto the altar and is wrestling with the wizard, attempting to turn the page of his spellbook desperately.
What is happening? Oh my god.
I guess there's an
Where
altar
did
in the middle of the
wizard come
trees.
from?
Why is there a wizard? It's the wizard of the
Yes,
tower, the
they-
building.
Yeah, it's like a sorcerer or something,
Yeah,
right?
an evil. It's the evil. We're clearly fighting a wizard. You know, you show up here at the old tower castle in the middle of the forest, and there's a spooky summoning circle, and of course there's the wizard in a black robe.
I mean,
who-
I'm confused about my own life, but this is crazy. People just drive me nuts.
Olaf, what did you do before you became an adventurer?
I'm an adventurer? Oh, you're telling me that now?
Oh no!
Oh my
Oh,
God.
You were.
I
Oh.
did not understand that. Oh,
No, what did you think
my
we were
goodness,
doing,
I thought
Olaf?
we were going for a picnic.
We've been
Somebody
walking.
told me that somebody out there had a very nice Kirschenweizen.
No, Olaf, we've been walking for 3 days.
Really?
Yeah, three days. Every
Oh my-
night to be like, let's find shelter. No one's. I'm not carrying a picnic basket.
Oh,
We've been eating mushrooms and muddy water.
I thought I just went down for a nap. You people, you're crazy. Crazy. 3 days, that's shitty. My God. I mean,
have to tell my
good
wife.
20 minutes is enough for me. I mean, I look at my Apple Watch every once in a while and check my steps, but that's enough.
Oh, Olaf, no.
What tree do we want to destroy with a zodiac sign on it? Which zodiac sign?
Which zodiac sign do we think is the most evil?
Yeah.
The
one
Which
with the
Aries is
zodiac?
pretty up there.
Aries?
Aries, yeah, the war, big
Oh,
ram.
no, kill the Gemini.
Gemini?
There's too many of them. Oh, all the time. Double up, double up, double up.
How do we spell Icor? Or Icor?
ICHOR, I believe.
Yes.
Are we about to solve this mystery immediately?
Well,
Well,
we'll
wouldn't
let
say
the AI
immediately.
decide that, Jack.
I wouldn't say immediately. I would say sometime in the next week.
weak.
In the next hour and a half. You look to the trees with the zodiac signs and grab a vial from under your robes.
They spelled that one wrong.
You grab a
Thanks,
vial of explosive ichor and throw it
That
at the
one
tree
wrong too.
with the Gemini sign carved in it, hoping to break the spell. The ichor shatters the gem on the tree, and you feel the wizard's grip weaken.
You'll pay for this sign!
He screams, but you know that you've won. The wizard drops you and Olaf and runs into the forest. You turn to Olaf, who is out of breath.
Thanks to you, we've escaped death once more.
You say with a smile.
We must gather our belongings and get to the carriage.
Yes, let's
The
not
carriage.
explore this castle
Wait,
anymore.
hold on. Yeah, no. We need
All right,
to get to the
I'm just gonna. Can we drink
get
to
into the
haze,
castle.
everybody?
Sip to haze. Well, we just change carriage to castle or something.
On second thought, let us not go to Camelot. This is a silly place.
Country Buns has immediately called me out, saying that Aries is not the same as Aries. You're right. It never occurred to me, but the zodiac sign Aries is spelled Aries, and that's the ram, as opposed to the Greek god Ares. And I was always like, it's kind of strange that this ram and war god are both on the same level, but all right. Yes.
Which one of them is the god of random access memory?
Boy.
Daft Punk. Yeah.
Are you proud of yourself?
No. I loathe myself.
Daily. Sometimes twice on Sundays.
Wait a minute. You gather your
That
things.
does call for a drink. I'm sorry. Once he says twice on Sundays, we're all in trouble.
That's ominous.
In fact, I was loathing myself earlier in the bathroom. I don't know. You gather your things and enter
Rishas are hard.
Shadowford Manor. After packing up the camp, you and Olaf walk towards the man with no name.
Oh.
When you arrive, you notice something is wrong. He
That doesn't have a name. Well, that's odd.
The man is leaning against the walls of the manor, I guess.
The French man,
seems-
the man.
Yes, he's leaning against the walls of the manor and seems to be very weak.
What happened?
Asks Olaf.
I was doing my rounds, and he jumped out and stabbed me. I think he may have punctured a lung.
I think we need to drink to
I
forget.
think we need to drink.
Let's hit the retry button.
Retry. All right, I did it.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, it was a great characterization I didn't want to listen to for 15 more minutes.
Oh, thank you.
A cold wind blows through you as you walk to Shadowford Manor. The trees seem to loom over you, and the fresh footprints of a large dog are in the ground ahead of you. In the distance, a church bell begins to ring.
Ring. Dong.
Do I
Dong.
have a bell?
The classic church bell
How
sound.
do you guys not have church bells queued up? Come on.
It's just like a priest with a megaphone.
Oh, I
going,
don't like this
It's
at
4
all.
o'clock.
No.
It's 4 o'clock. Dong.
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 Oh, yeah. No,
I
no.
got
It's
12
actually
more
really
dongs
like
to get
this.
through.
People in the south say bong. People in the north say dong.
And
People
who's
in the west
happier?
say
We don't know.
gong. People in the east, they don't tell the time.
I don't like this.
Olaf says with a quiver in his voice.
We should turn back.
You argue with Olaf about turning back, but he insists that we head back to the city.
What horrible things are in this manor that the AI is like, I don't know what to do. Whatever I can do, I gotta stop them from entering this house. It's like the DM at like a Dungeons and Dragons is not prepared for this building at all. They
crap.
know it's gonna be a big deal next week, but he hasn't written anything. And he's like, and there's a man whose lung has been stabbed, and he wants you to do a quest to chase that
I
wizard
expected
you fought.
that encounter with the wizard to take like at least 2 hours, but I forgot
Oh,
they had the
God.
explosive vial. Damn it.
I gave it to them. This is my own doing.
I should have upped the CR on that one.
He insists we head back to the city. Well, we got to tell him no and just enter the manor.
Okay.
And then maybe if we can just enter the manor, that'd be like a good act break kind of
It would be a good act
situation.
break. But I'm gonna try and burn the bridge with Olaf. I'm gonna.
You're
What
gonna get
are
rid
we?
of Olaf?
What's a mean thing to say to him?
Oh,
He's a what?
He's
I've called him a doddering old fool. I said
That's great.
I'm
Curmudgeonly old coot. Give you a little bit of that.
I'm not a. Well, no. What's a thing that we would feel is actually like we are, being someone with devoid of love and no family,
Oh, describing ourselves.
self, but we're gonna
Ooh.
project it onto him.
Oh.
Oh, that's fun.
Worthless old fool with
Just
Lonely-
simply say,
one loves.
Olaf, go away. You're old. Leave me alone. Okay? Simple.
Sometimes
That's how
simple
Olaf
is
would like
better.
to be done.
Thank God Olaf is giving us advice on how to kick him out.
A lonely
look.
old donkey
Hey, look,
pit.
all I want to know is, where's the Wischeisen? I've been looking for the booze for a long time. But you people just shut up and let me drink, okay?
Olaf, you could just stay outside.
Let me keep chugging this pea soup.
He's a bane to society.
You
No
call him a
one loves
lonely
you.
old donkey pit, Jack?
Yeah, I said I call it that was a minute ago and no one responded.
Well, it was 20 seconds. Everyone was talking, but I'm
right.
gonna choose
We're
donkey
going to call
pit.
him a lonely old donkey pit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mysterious P for giving us donkey pit. I appreciate that.
Is that like a pit full of donkeys, or
Well,
like
no,
a donkey's
it's-
armpit? I'm confused.
Yeah,
Now,
well,
now,
donkeys
if you
don't
had
have
a
arms.
pit full of mules, now that's something I would go for.
No, Olaf, please.
Big
dear
hole
God,
full of
stop
ashes.
talking.
Hey,
Oh, no.
I never said it was kinky. You people think so badly of me.
Olaf.
I've tried and tried all the time, but no! You want me to just go away?
Yes.
Well, guess what? I will live in infamy with you people. Forever.
What does that mean?
Means nothing, but I don't care.
It's not ominous if you explain it. Come on.
Oh, you old
I
donkey
will
pit.
come back to haunt you all.
He's been a ghost all along.
You turn to Olaf and say,
Then turn back, you doddering old fool. I'm not a coward like you. I'm not a lonely old donkey pit unworthy of love. You head back, and I will be exploring this manor.
and he says,
You fool! I'm trying to save your life.
I face greater horrors in the dungeon of Castle Orenheim, and you were not there to save my life then. If you will not come with me, then I shall go alone.
as
Castle
you,
Orenheim was just a pulp cereal book he liked to read
He
back
read
at
it.
home. So it
That's
was
what-
very scary.
That's what they called the kitchens where they would raid.
it was his Penny Dreadful that he loved to flip through.
Yeah, he loved it so much, but no one's ever heard of it. So
All right, well, there goes all my trivia. As you storm toward the manor's entrance, you hear a howl from afar. Olaf shakes and looks at you with a mixture of fear and pity. He comes up to give you a hug, squeezing you tightly. I would just like to ask, does the AI think that Olaf is on pet talking dog?
no, a howl. A howl, like there's like a wolf in the forest, and Olaf is like, oh, and he runs up and gives you a hug, being like, please, dear God. All right, is this the moment where we shove him and slam the door in his face?
We shall find out.
He's confused. You put too much conflict on him. It happens.
Oh, he's actually he's quite a fragile soul, this poor Olaf.
Just doesn't
I
like
know, but I think
confrontation.
his forehead is going to break. There are lots of lines breaking out there.
You push him away.
I don't need your pity.
You turn and walk away. You walk on past Olaf, not looking back. The howl was close, probably from just outside the manor's grounds. You reach the iron gate of the mansion and begin to look for a way in. The howl was close, probably from just outside the manor's grounds. You reach the iron gate of the mansion and begin to have a sense of deja vu. Eventually, you find a small gap in the trees, which lead into the forest.
Whoa.
Wouldn't be
Wait,
AI
that's
dungeon
just
without
fun.
forest.
Wow, we want
You're
to
not
get into the
letting
manor.
All right, can we sip to haze?
Side. Yes. What are we thinking?
I'm just gonna change the text. You find it.
Just force our
A
way in.
small parlor door.
This is the most frustrating text adventure game ever written.
Cannot get ye flask.
Sticky Stickman is a first-time viewer saying, "Hey, how you doing? Hello, Sticky Stickman. Welcome. We're trying to enter the spooky manor so that we can have a scary story to tell. And thus far, we've fought a wizard, beaten off an old drunk Swede, and walked around the external forest trying to find the front door that we were standing at moments ago. This time, we're forcing it into being. Isn't that correct?"
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yes, the gate
we're
is
just
locked,
gonna-
but luckily there seems to be a side entrance.
Yeah.
Ah. Convenient. There it is. Take it away.
You find it. A small parlor door left ajar. You enter Shadowthird Mansion.
There it is.
End of Act 1.
End of Act 1. Sticky Stickman.
Now, Shadowford Mansion. That's a very different word.
shut up.
Oh no. you
I didn't know.
entered
That's,
Shadowford Mansion.
It's somebody we know's younger brother. It's something very different.
You
Oh,
find
no.
Charles Mansion.
There he is, famed murderer Charles Mansion. I can't stop this horn from playing. It won't stop. There it is. Sorry, it just kept going. It was infinitely sustaining no matter what I did. Oh, there we go.
Wardens.
Sticky
Sorry.
Stickman says, this sounds like me playing Skyrim. And yes, you'd be right. Sticky
In fact,
Stickman,
that's
I
what
know
we
this is your
modeled it
first time joining us today. I don't. Well, actually, it might not be. This is your first time chatting at the very least. And if you're new to the show, you know that between the first and the second act, as this is the end of Act 1, please give us one more thunderclap for drama. Oh, I should... Wow, that thunderclap is a 3-act play.
Oh no, a guy is afraid.
Oh, no!
Oh no, the door's locked. He can't get out. Oh no, he has his girlfriend with him.
That's Olaf, I think.
He kicked it in. He's fine.
Oh, okay, great. Sticky Stickman says he's already watched one, so never mind. Point is, if you're new to the show, we're going to play a little bit of trivia between the first and second act. Jesse, I believe you've got a game for us today. Why don't you take it away? What do you
Yes, it is I, Count Jesse, here to stoker the flames of our gothic passion. If you are Byron what I'm selling, then no longer will we Jekyll and Hyde within the shadows. Instead, we shall all come out of our shellies and poe the world our true face. It may seem batty, but the stakes are high, so let's not get cross. I don't mean to put a dampier on the issue, but these jokes are getting lamia. They're
Sure
leeching
are.
the fun out of this. In
Oh,
fact,
boy.
they suck. Yes, that's right! We're doing vampire trivia.
Ah!
We shall now circulate into the bloody questions because we have a clot of them to get through. You can fang me later for these puns. Alright,
No.
a series of questions. If you know the answer, or a sufficiently insane guess, I want you to ring in with the sound of a vampire feasting on blood.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Question number 1. In the lore of Dracula, many tropes associated with the Count were codified in Bram Stoker's novel. However, it was the 1922 silent film Nosferatu, a not-at-all copyright-infringing adaptation, that is credited with introducing one classic vampire weakness that has since become commonplace. What is this weakness?
Fang noise. Dip into the neck. Blood everywhere.
Jack.
My guess is vampires cannot see themselves in mirrors.
No.
You are incorrect, unfortunately.
Ah, damn.
Anyone else? Classic vampire weakness. Count Noah, please.
What? Where's
Yes.
no account? I didn't get a title.
You haven't been promoted yet.
Oh,
You're still an Earl.
oh.
Earl Dracula. Anyways, I do believe that in Nosferatu, the weakness that was introduced was the aversion to sunlight. Believe.
Do we have anyone else who's guessing?
That'd be a bold one if so. My
I'm
God.
actually going to agree with Noah on that one because that's the only one that doesn't make sense.
Two for sunlight.
And I think
Just so
Noah's
you
a
know how
lot
trivia
smarter
works.
than I
Generally,
am.
when you say the right word, the answer.
We say you did it. Good
did it.
job.
But I want to know if Eric has a stupid answer about a Chevrolet or something.
Yeah, that's my
Space
vampire.
Laser Vampire. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think this is the little known I don't know. God, is it crosses? Is it crosses? But specifically chocolate crosses. They gave him a nice gift
cross.
basket of
Is it called
general
chocolate-
confectionery.
What's
Had a
But
nice
only
little
if
chocolate
it's a
cross.
chocolate cross of 70% cocoa or darker.
That's
Yeah,
the
you know,
weirdest
it-
Easter tradition I've ever heard of.
Yeah, well, but it's the most true tradition. You had Christ
I
on
guess,
it.
yeah.
He's like,
Ah.
it says on big letters, "Eat of the body."
You dip it in wine.
All right.
you know,
I am giving
you put
the
a little
point.
whipped cream on his nipples or something. I don't know.
All right. I'm going to interject here for a moment and give the point to Noah,
Ah,
as he was technically correct, the best kind of correct. Sunlight. In Bram Stoker's novel, Dracula is able to walk openly in the sun, although he is unable
Yeah.
to transform.
What?
In the
That
climax
was- okay.
of Nosferatu, however, the Count is caught in the rays of dawn and is disintegrated completely, forever linking the idea of sunlight to the destruction of vampires.
You're saying every time I go outside, I could be meeting vampires?
It's true. Or at least just Dracula.
Never going outside at night, daytime again.
Never going outside.
Never going outside again.
Question number 2. Methods of warding off vampires are almost as numerous as there are types of vampires. We all know the classic garlic trick, but in Albanian folklore, the striga is warded off by most of the usual suspects, crosses, holy water, but also a very unusual and unique practice. How did the Albanians ward off vampires?
Making pickles.
That's the
I don't
sound
know.
of the vampire.
I was gonna say, is that the vampire?
do you have an
Ah,
answer
it's
there? Now that
making
you've
pickles.
Making pickles.
No, I'm sorry. Like a vampire. If you want to keep vampires away from the house, you make pickles.
All right, I guess because they're so full of garlic.
I've got here the vampire choir to sing you a song.
Yes, Jack.
Oh, they're so talented.
They're so talented. I had heard somewhere, and I don't know if it's an Albanian folklore, but if you were to leave a bag of rice or a strain of rice, the vampire needs to stop and count every single grain before it can continue moving.
Well, there goes question 3. I guess I'll
Oh,
preemptively
no!
give you
Why
the
did you
point
tell
for it.
us?
Oh, no! Don't tell us that! But not the answer to this. So you give me the point for question 3.
I'll give you the
Read it,
point
and I'll
for
say it
question
again.
3. I'm so ready
All
for
right, I'll
question
take
3
it.
now.
Okay. Could the striga be the old concept of the realm the ring of salt around the home?
Ooh.
That's a good guess.
That's a great guess.
Is anyone else? Yes.
The vampire bell.
The vampire riding
It's a
his bike.
vampire.
And I shall
bicycle.
invite him in, even though that's a bad idea.
Is it just giving the striga what they want? Just give it your firstborn daughter and just
Get out of here.
and then they
No.
go away.
The way of getting rid of a vampire is not to offer it whatever the hell it wants.
You sure?
Here, take
I
one.
don't usually keep it coming back.
Well, no. That's
Stray
tomorrow
cat.
problem. Today,
Oh, I see. Look, I
Maybe
just
we'll
want a
be
good
moved by
night's rest.
tomorrow.
Take whatever you want and leave me alone.
all right, fine. I'll give you the real answer. You're giving them a chocolate crucifix with whipped cream nipples.
All right, Noah, do you have any thoughts?
After that, I can't clear my mind of anything.
That's why it worked. All you
That's how they
think-
get you.
All
All
you
right.
think about is whipped
I'm an Albanian vampire, and Eric did find the true answer.
I'm going to give the point to Jamie, as it is at least closer than chocolate whipped cream nipples.
Jack.
The answer is a silver coin soaked in the regurgitated
already got
blood
the point
of the
for some
vampire.
Oh, God.
As detailed by anthropologist
Oh.
and Albaniaphile, which apparently is a thing, Edith Durham in her book High Albania. After the striga drained the blood of their victims, they were known to then go off into the woods and regurgitate the blood. If you took
Oh.
a silver coin, soaked it in the blood, and wrapped it in a cloth, it could permanently prect you against striga attacks.
Wait
Ah,
a
so you just go into
minute.
the forest,
So
find
you
a
have
pool
to
of
give
blood.
them one first, so that they regurgitate
Yeah,
blood.
almost like you gotta give them
It doesn't
what
have to
they
be your blood. It
want.
could be anybody's blood.
It has
All
to
right,
be the
fine.
blood of the
so you're
victim that you
sacrificing
gave
your
to
neighbors.
them.
That's nice.
Sacrifice
I will
the
give Eric
firstborn.
a half point
Thank you.
for getting the first half of the ritual. All right. Next question. According to vampire expert Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, a rose placed on the coffin of a vampire prevents it from rising, effectively sealing it away in its own tomb. Creepy and weirdly romantic in a true Gothic fashion. However, in the Saxon region of Germany, they have their own idiosyncratic item that prevents vampires from rising out of their graves. What is this item?
It's a fanfare of vampires.
Now
Like,
arriving.
Is it?
Origin.
Could it be placing rice around the sarcophagus to keep it from? Like,
No,
could it be?
I've skipped that one.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Ah, yes!
I'm going to leap in and
say it's placing a silver cross on top of the
With whipped cream
coffins.
nipples. Yes,
Whipped cream
yes.
nipples, of course.
Anyone else?
Another way to keep it in would be to nail the coffin shut.
Effective.
With
but
silver
no.
stakes. No?
Practical.
Okay.
I would say,
CC the Owls is a very sturdy rock, which I appreciate.
where
It
was
is
this?
an idiosyncratic item.
Idiosyncratic.
Or perhaps
in,
means
what
I'm
was it,
wrong,
in
but that's
Germany?
okay.
Was this Germany?
Saxony.
Wait, what? Where?
The Saxon region of Germany.
Yes, okay. I do believe it was a bratwurst. I do believe they just left pieces of bratwurst.
A bit of
They
blood
was like, ah.
sausage.
That's just
Until
Germans,
the nearest
though.
werewolf came along and ate the bratwurst, and then the vampire was fine to go
Oh,
away
no.
and have fun.
You would think. You would think. I'm going to give the point to Noah, for although it is not bratwurst, it is a food. The answer is a lemon.
A lemon?
A lemon?
In
Where are
parts
you gonna
of
get a
Germany,
lemon?
there is a folklore belief in the Nonentoter, or Nine Killer, so named for the belief that it takes 9 days for the corpse to transform into a vampire. The creature is prevented from rising from its grave by a lemon placed in its mouth.
I could take them all out with a liter of lemonade. Okay, cool.
I think that was just a
says,
prank. They were like, "You're a vampire," and he's like, "No, I'm not. Prove it. Put this lemon in your
Lie in a coffin with a lemon in your mouth.
in your mouth. If you can get up."
Then you're not. Sticky Stickman's is calling bullshit. Sorry, Mom. Saying, "Are you sure about this, guys? I live in Saxony. I've literally never heard of this.
You live in
Well,
the
then
Saxon
it's
region
maybe-
of Germany?
Saxony. So
Yes. Well, I live in Canada, and I don't ever read Captain Canuck, so take that what you will.
Hey.
Next question. Which Jack already knows the answer to. It's rice. Give him the point.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, he's
I
already
didn't get a
Wait, hold
chance.
on. Ask the question so I can sound smart at least.
One of the most unusual methods of dealing with vampires comes to us from the Chinese and Indian mythology, in which you can defend yourself against a pursuing vampire by using a sack of grain or rice. How exactly do you use this sack of grain?
Oh, I know.
That's an eerie entry. That's an eerie entry.
No, wait, no.
Jesse, could it be that you place this
No,
rice
no.
around your home?
Wait, no, stop.
In
No,
a
don't listen to
circle.
him. Don't listen to him. He's wrong. Kick him out. Kick him from the call. No. Let me have this.
I can't kick her from the call. You're the host.
No. Hoisted by my own power.
That you feel like a vampire at a circle of rice right now, Jack.
But yes,
Trapped.
the answer is spilling the rice on the ground. For you see, in some mythology, a vampire is compelled to count every grain of rice it sees spilled before it, giving you ample time to escape. The esteemed
What?
culture aficionados in the audience will have already drawn the connection between this ancient belief and everyone's favorite vampire Muppet from Sesame Street.
Hilarious. So,
Fried rice
so
is off the menu. Cool.
do I get the point?
You get the
that's-
point.
I think it's already there. It's already been
I
accounted
got the
for.
point.
I gave you the point like when you first said it,
Oh,
and,
thank
and
God.
Jesse mentioned it, so don't worry.
I guess
All
the
right,
art
this
hasn't
final
actually updated
question
for me.
will either
Okay,
make it
this
a
is not
runaway
fair.
for Noah, or it will tie Jack, Jamie, and Noah.
Oh.
We return one last time to Stoker's novel, and we see Dracula transforming into a bat, one of his most popular and well-known abilities. However, we also see him transform into other things, such as clouds of mist, and one other form which he uses to land on England's shores. What is this form?
Was he a rat?
We have a rat guess from Jamie.
Arrived on England's shore. Sea foam. Did he sea foam his way into existence?
Interesting. He's part mermaid, I suppose.
Right. That's my.
He actually, it's the long forgotten trait of a vampire is that you could actually just transform into a whole boat.
Oh.
You could just be
Wow.
a whole boat.
just a sloop arriving.
Yes,
Just-
excuse me. I think I'll go out boating today. Oh, that's just me having a swim. Okay, that's fine.
And anytime I'm in like Albania and I see a lake with a boat on it, I'll be like, wait a minute, hold on.
Eric,
Do you hear those bats?
I don't
No, I
actually.
didn't. Here, do it
Oh
again.
no, really?
Perhaps they've
I
been
was-
turned
I
into
was too
mist.
loud.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh, it was so short.
excellent.
It went on for very long, guys.
Oh, wow, they really go.
Noah, you fool, you almost had the point, but I think I could get you. It's not actually a whole boat. It's half of a boat.
Ah, yes. Eric searching for the other half point.
All right, I'm giving the point to Jamie, which effectively ties it. For it was an animal. It was a large dog. I would have also accepted wolf, even though it wasn't a wolf. In one of the most chilling scenes of the novel, an enormous ship lands in the harbor, the dead captain tied to the wheel, the crew gone, and 50 boxes of earth in the hold. An enormous dog is then seen bounding out of the ship and escaping into the night. Count Dracula knows how to make a dramatic entrance.
Essentially the opening of the thing.
All right, lightning fast, lightning round to see if we can break the tie.
Ooh, okay.
1958's Dracula, starring Christopher Lee, is significant in that it is the first time that the character of Count Dracula appears on screen with what?
A cape.
A
Pointy
toothy
teeth.
grin.
The medallion.
Jack's got it! Fangs!
Hey, yes! All right.
Yes, Bela Lugosi did have no fangs indeed. But
Well, guess
Christopher
what?
Lee had many.
Wait, so Jack got it. Wait a minute. We
We
now
have
have a
another
three-way
lightning round
tie.
question.
We have a
That
three-way.
means that Noah,
have
Jack,
another
and
one.
Jamie
Oh,
must
no.
somehow figure out. I don't know. You're
Last
professionals. You can
question,
do this.
everyone.
Okay, here
You
we
had
go.
a crucifix with whipped cream nipples.
No.
Right.
What is the
Right.
best way to
No.
lick off the whipped cream?
Slowly.
Jack gets it.
No!
Hey!
Am I able to pass my duties off to another person? So
Oh my god.
Hey,
Can
Jamie,
I
you're a
go-
guest. Why don't
Oh,
we feature
I was
you a
gonna
bit?
say, I
Yeah,
might as
yeah,
well
there we go.
recap.
Thank God. All
Jamie.
right, Jamie.
Jamie, you have 60 seconds to recap everything that has happened in the story thus far, starting right now.
There was a young man. He met a man named Olaf, who is the star of this show, by the way, because he will never, ever, ever, ever go away. They tried. They went towards the castle that definitely said to everybody in the world, I will not be breached. So they met, who'd they meet first?
Kind of know
I
one.
can't remember.
30
There
seconds.
was some large creature that came down and spoke in a very effeminate voice, by the way, and said, oh, you shall not pass. Oh, he said, no, you shall not pass. Very funny. Then they were attracted to another nonsensical creature who came up, and I have no idea who that was. He said, and finally, they found a door. And that door was opened. And finally, the man whose name I've forgotten broke through and
And
entered
right on time.
Shatterford Manor.
Act 2.
Shadowford Manson.
Shut up, Jack.
Sorry, I just had to say it. It was there.
His manor.
Dyslexia.
It says Manor.
It's a hell of a drug.
Did you type it yourself? Oh, you
I
must have.
did
Oh
type
no,
it.
I'm so
Thanks,
sorry.
Jack.
I
Thanks for
thought it was
pointing
the
it out
AI.
even more.
Oh,
Thanks for
this
just
is
rubbing
why
it
I'm
in.
an Earl. This is why I'm the lowest of all of you.
Let us remember to somehow set up orphanage, whatever that one is.
Ophiuchus.
Oh,
Thank you,
right.
Mysterious P.
Very
I'll
important
go
guy.
look back for that.
Kind of implied power.
You creep
Um,
through the dark halls of Shadowford Manor, looking for something to light your way. You find your way to a study and find a candle. You light the candle and look around the study, looking for signs of who might be the Lord of Shadowford Manor. You find a book on a pedestal with a sign that reads, "Don't touch!" You touch it anyway. This is absolutely a D&D game now. You turn the pages of the book and find strange symbols within the text. There are some messages written in English, However, they are very hard to understand.
To call forth the power of the Dark One, offer up a sacrifice of pure heart and mind. Blood will pry open the gates between hell and reality.
Some light bathroom reading.
This is a Reader's Digest Necronomicon version 4.
Oh my goodness, what do we do here?
I don't know.
Necronomicon Spark Notes edition.
Yeah, the Coles Notes of Necronomicon. Book on a pedestal. Oh, do we?
Did I was typing, but I
did
think I
something
wasn't
change?
in
I don't know
the
what
thing.
happened.
I think I just hit redo, but it immediately went to where we are. So, because nothing was
Red
there.
Gamer Soul would like Olaf to come screaming in and steal the book out of your hand.
Well, he didn't say screaming in.
You're right. Sorry.
I think that was just implied.
Sorry, what was the thing? The first thing that was asked of us? I couldn't find it in there.
It's called Ophiuchus. Let me put it here into the chat again. He's it's a being. It's a title for a being of or a person of great importance, be it
Oh.
a chosen one or an archdemon or some sort of very important thing. Country Bun says, once again, AI Dungeon has turned into Shadowgate. As happens every week. Are we saying that this is the book of the spooky thing person?
Yeah, I'm going to just continue one more thing.
Okay.
Sticky Stickman, if you could not find anything to do with lemons in Germany, I will admit I got that one from Wikipedia, so it could be incorrect.
Uh-oh.
To which I am very contrite and offer up my blood as sacrifice.
Weekly.
But you'll have to come to Canada to get it. The
Imagine
text
if Wikipedia-
continues.
Oh, please.
Philiacus implores you. Set him free from hell, and the world will be yours.
You look at the strange symbols and begin to feel dizzy. You failed your wisdom save.
Hell and reality?
You say before passing out. When you awaken, you find Olaf shaking you. He's covered in blood and looking over your shoulder.
Olaf!
I didn't even type that.
Redemption!
What happened? What are you
I
doing
didn't
here,
even
Olaf?
type that. Olaf just came
Oh.
back.
That's
Olaf,
cool.
you've come back!
Redemption!
Clearly, he's been attacked by the wolf that was outside that we locked him out to. My
I
God.
have no idea. I need a haircut.
He looks like he ate the wolf that was outside.
Let's see what happened.
Olaf, what did you do? What happened?
You say to him,
Olaf, what happened?
Fainted. Probably from the shock of seeing me in such a bloodthirsty state.
Oh,
that's pretty impressive. I don't know.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
just kill. I just kill and kill and kill.
Oh, I
That's
tell
pretty
you.
scary.
It's
You
time
look-
to go down for the troops, okay?
You look at Olaf and see that he is indeed covered in blood. It drips from his blade and stains his clothing red. You notice that your nightgown is also stained with blood.
What happened to me? I'm just gonna hit enter, guys.
Why are we in a nightgown? When did we... Were we traveling in a nightgown?
Maybe it was
What?
Ophiliacus.
Every once in a while, you have to have a nap, okay? It's fine.
I just hit enter. What
Oh,
happened
okay.
to me?
You ask.
Who looked a fright?
Says a voice from the doorway. You turn to see a butler standing in the doorway.
It was just a little accident.
says Olaf.
She just saw me like this and passed out.
The butler
Oh my
walks
God.
over and helps you up. He turns to Olaf and scolds him.
I think we need to.
I think we need to
drink to forget here.
sip to haze. We'll change
Yeah.
this to heat.
Just change a couple of things here.
Konard's been
I'm
a
going to change
lady
nightgown
this
to
whole time.
Yeah.
that
God,
you're
I didn't
doublet.
know
Traveling
sexuality
clothes,
was
yeah,
this fluid in this game. This is cool.
So it's quite progressive for the 19th century.
Because, again, as I said in the beginning, I'd love to put on a dress. It'd help me much more.
Oh.
Freedom,
more
you know.
room down
Lots
there.
of things. Tingling.
Oh no. Konard, the gender fluid adventurer. I love that. Yeah. How far back are you thinking of going, Eric?
Well, I just changed some of the things. I just changed that we are the same person. Because if we let it go too crazy, the AI
it
will
gets
melt.
out. It
And I
just
changed
melts.
nightgown to doublet, and that's it, right?
All right. So
and
we've
I'm
kept
going to
the
say we're not
butler
in the
showing
study anymore.
Okay.
We are in what's the hall where you enter?
A
The
vestibule.
parlor.
The vestibule, the parlor is a good one.
Like the atrium, where you enter and there's a big staircase and
Isn't that? I thought that's like a grand hall or a.
Entry
Grand
hall.
hall's good.
Vestibules good.
I do like the word vestibule as well.
The lobby.
I like grand hall of the.
Let's do the grand hall.
The
That's fine.
lobby.
Oh, Olaf, looking debonair. Does he have a mustache? Oh, yes, he does.
He looks surprisingly not disheveled for someone who's just fought a wolf
Covered
with a
in
knife.
blood.
Covered in blood.
Yeah. Well, we hope he fought a wolf.
I'm sorry, there's a little teardrop beside my eye which you must catch.
You look around and notice you are not in the study anymore. You are in the grand hall of the manor. You're not sure how you got there.
I had to drag you here.
Sorry, I was
You
taking
would
my
not-
fangs out.
Wake up.
The man has dark features and wears a black suit with a black tie. You notice scars on his face and his hands. He stares at you like he wants to say something else, but stops himself.
Follow me. I'll take you to Mr. Dark.
Wait. Oh. Hey, he's the guy. He's the
He's in the
guy.
world building.
That's it. You didn't type that?
No.
That's the first time that's ever happened.
They've used stuff we've
That's so
seen.
good.
Wow.
That's
the work we did earlier paid off.
It paid off. Eric, this is a big moment for us. They actually use it, guys. This
Actually,
is huge.
if I could, because Sticky Stickman is also asking how we get the dungeon to be this good and consistent. Maybe a
Yes.
quick explanation of what we
It
do
i-
on
it
Mondays
is
for those who don't
indeed
try.
Trying over
Pins
and
and
over.
memory stuff.
It's
It is
all
both
just
of
pins and
those
memory
things.
stuff. We build the world on Monday, and then we go in. We build the world. We give it a vocabulary. That's what world building does, even if it doesn't reference it directly, which it seems to now. It gives it a great vocabulary to pull from words and sentence structure and phrasing, which is why the AI always feels good for this genre. Whatever genre it is that we're doing, it always describes it quite well. And then we pin the relevant stuff in there with direct statements, phrases, and words that are in the world info so that it references the pin and then is forced to reference the world info after that. And we found quite a bit of success in that.
Yeah, it definitely keeps it from devolving into you take out your cell phone and throw it at the guy who
does.
has a head like a banana.
Nice. We're going to take us to Mr. Dark. Mr. Dark is the big cheese of this manor. He's maybe a vampire. We don't really know. So this is a big deal. We're gonna go meet Monsieur Darquet, as he was called on Monday.
The two of you move through the manor's halls. There are a few candles that light the way.
Oh, there are a few candles. Ah,
Oh yes,
if it
there
were
are
candles,
few candles that light the way. It's rather dark.
quite dark. It's most notably a bit of a
And I'm
hazard.
sorry, the candles were very expensive this month.
What? This
I use my own earwax, you see.
Oh no! We pass by a room outside the kitchen where he's got like a bunch of Q-tips and a big vat.
It's just a big corkscrew, and he's
Oh no! So you'll have to speak up.
You follow him, and soon find yourself in the dining room, and see Mr. Dark sitting at the end of a giant table. Mr. Dark is a tall man, with long dark hair and a beard to match. He wears a 3-piece suit made of a purple velvet. His eyes stare right through you, as if he can see into your very soul. He motions you to take a seat at the table, and the butler quickly pulls out a chair for you and then leaves.
I understand you wanted to speak with me.
Mr. Dark says, in a calm voice which doesn't seem to fit his appearance.
All right.
It's an unusual...
I mean, hey, he's...
like...
Yeah.
His voice doesn't fit his appearance at all.
No, whatever that means. This is, guys, the reason why we're here. We traveled all this way because we want some plants from his garden, I guess. What do we want with Mr. Dark? It's got to be something better than what the AI gave us.
Well,
off the top.
I think that we are more interested right now in... So we read about... What's his face?
The book. The
book.
Orpheus,
We
yes.
want to get to the bottom of
Orpheus.
that, maybe.
Yeah, and we passed out, and I think that this is a thing, right? That we see, and I think that we see this as maybe an object to power, right?
Right.
And Mr. Dark has the power, and he's holding it all. So what's with the book? Could we say that?
What's to do with the book? Yes.
Also, I love the description of him, and I kind of want to be him for Halloween now.
What, Mr. Dark, 3-piece suit, and black velvet.
Like velvet suit, but like pointy black beard. I don't know. Like that's.
He sounds like a classic villain. Pretty rad.
He sounds like Shea Gorath, but younger.
Yeah.
Sheogorath.
No, I can't wait to see this drawing of him because I see we've designed the table and there's the archway there. We're putting off drawing him as much as possible.
Shh, no, don't worry. I know exactly what he looks like. Believe me.
Noah had him drawn like 3 weeks ago. He's just going to cut and paste him into there.
But he doesn't want us to know.
You say.
You have a grand manner, Mr. Dark. Can you tell me? Who is Orpheus?
Mr. Dark stares at you without saying a word, and then looks away toward the window.
Classic.
He stays like this for several minutes. You hear the sound of horse hooves coming up the road to the manor.
Now, he didn't say anything, but I think we should drink because of how ominous he stares out the window for minutes. Let's do it. All right.
Also, I'd like to point out the color of this. This is mead, not wine. Look how dark
Wow.
that is.
That's so dark. Well done. Is that yours?
Yes.
Hey, nice.
It's the final bottle of my berry mead.
Took you most of a year to work through.
You got some text, Jamie?
Our time is up.
Mr. Dark says, getting up from the table. He walks over to the door and opens it. There, on the porch, is a black horse tied to the railing.
Good luck on your travels.
Okay, is the AI kicking us out of the one place of interest again?
Thrown you out of the manor.
I told
again.
you not to go to the manor house, says the
just
AI.
let us have some plot, damn it. We were so close to something. I loved him staring out the window. He stays like this for several minutes. Maybe we should go back and remove horse, or what do you think?
I'm just going to refuse.
Yeah, he's trying to kick us out. That
There
doesn't
you
mean
go.
we go with him.
Yeah, you're right. You're not going to play his game. You came over to his manor. The butler led him to you. You mentioned in passing this thing from the book, and he's like, several minutes. I cannot stress enough how long 3 minutes of silence as he stares out a window would feel as
For
the
first
horse
minute
comes
and a half, you're
wandering
like,
up.
did you not hear me?
Did you hear me? Should I say it again?
Oh,
no.
I heard you.
Oh,
Country
do you wanna
Bun
say it?
says, click here. AIs hate this one weird manner.
Mysterious P says, for a second I thought the whole horse's body was like tied to the railing
Yeah.
until I realized it's probably more of a leash.
I'll be honest, I thought the
also
same
thought
thing.
that
I
too.
thought
Yeah,
we
me
were doing
too.
this weird like Godfather thing where the horse's head was
so I was like, oh, time to introduce the spooky brass sounds, and it was like, no, you should leave. And I was like, okay, fine.
You stand up and say to him,
No, Mr. Dark. I won't be leaving. I will not be a coward. I will return home, and they will respect me. Who is Orphicolus?
Mr. Dark looks at you and then grins.
I'm glad you chose to stay.
He says to you. He walks over to the coach and nods. Soon the butler comes out with 2 pieces of parchment. He hands them to Mr. Dark, who gives you one and keeps one for himself.
This is the contract between us. Once you sign it, the deal will be official.
I know we've hinted that he's a vampire, but he's feeling more like a devil now.
Yeah,
It really
some
is.
devil contracts in this manner. Orpheus, who is this guy? What was it that the book talked about? Did the book talk about a pact of some kind? I'm just scrolling back right now. You look afraid. Or implores you, set him free from hell. The world will be yours.
Spud
Let's
Wizard
see here.
Olaf did say the devil was here. Good pointing that out.
That's true. Olaf
Good
did say
foreshadowing.
that. Oh, a long time ago. To call forth the power of the Dark One, offer up a sacrifice of pure heart and mind. Blood will pry open the gates between hell and reality. Maybe this contract, in theory, is like the sacrifice. You're selling your soul, your pure heart and mind, which we know this character to be. I don't know.
Sticky Stickman says, I don't know, guys. He just sounds like a noble to me. This all seems fine. This is totally on the level.
I think
Look,
you guys are
every
reading
time
too
I go
far
to
into
dinner.
this.
He's just a guy that likes wearing black. I don't see what the problem is.
Sticky stick man, go with the flow, man. Feel it. Feel it inside.
Everyone always has that weird uncle at the Thanksgiving dinner that they don't really invite because they're divorced from the aunt now, but they still show up, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
but
he still wears his
That's
goth
me.
clothes from high school. He watches too much Chris Angel.
yeah, oh no, mind freak. Like, yeah, we know, John. We know. It was really cool back in the 2000s.
Yeah, he certainly looked like he was floating. How do you spell eerie? Sorry.
E-E-R-I-E.
Yeah.
Yeah,
E-E.
so many E's.
E-E-R.
Got it.
Yeah,
E-E-R-I-E. Yes.
Just put some jaunty Irish music under it, and hell seems lovely.
Tell me, ma, for I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. You smile.
Fine, Mr. Dark. We'll play a game.
You take a fancy quill from a pot and sign your name. The signature glows with an eerie red iridescence. Mr. Dark looks very pleased with you.
Now that that's done, let me explain how things work around here. Now that we have a contract, I expect you to uphold your part of the deal. Be at my manor within 3 days, or else the deal is off.
We're here.
We're already here,
right
so
now.
first part done. Great.
Can we just drink to forget this guy? Can we try? I want
Yeah,
an act
yeah,
break.
yeah.
I want an act
Give me
break
a
statement.
good act break. I want to know what this is. And he's like, here's the contract.
But-
Who knows what's in it, but we'll tell you about
You
it
have
later.
In 3 days.
No, that's the thing. In 3 days, he was just like, you're here. It doesn't mean I'm going to let you stay here. You just need to be back here in 3
this
days.
one-
I also
This
love
one
that
is
the
good.
AI described it as he says to you in a confident yet slightly mocking tone. Be at my house in 3 days.
Beer.
You take a fancy quill from the pot and sign your name. The signature glows with an eerie red iridescence. Shocked, you watch as Mr. Dark laughs an evil laugh. His irises have turned into bloodshot eyes, and the skin on his face is pulled back, turning into what looks like a skull. Before you can react, he is upon you. He rips the flesh from your face and throws your head at the wall like a football.
Oh my god!
Your body collapses and falls to its knees and then falls flat on the ground.
Fatality.
Bravo! Well done!
Mr. Dark says, probably is what it says. I don't know. It's cut
Oh
off.
no.
I think
Is
we're
it
going
bit-
to hell.
Come
I
on.
think
I
we're
mean,
going
what did
to
we
meet
expect? We signed
whatever
the
the
damn
demon
thing.
person is.
Are we committing to this? Are we
We're
going to go
committing
to
to
hell?
this, Jack. That's an act
All right.
break. It feels
That
like
sure
everything
is
is done.
big act
It
break.
sure feels like
This
an
is,
act
this
break,
is
everybody.
Dante's comedy. Act 3 is hell, though, for some reason.
You're right. All right, Eric. Then in that case, end of Act 2. Oh, wait, hold on. Give me a thunder clap when I say end of Act 2. Ready?
Okay.
End of Act 2.
Noah, is Mr. Dark being played by Gary Oldman in this adaptation?
Shh. Enough out of you.
Look at those hard lines across his face. Or he's just came back from, what is that, Easter Wednesday or something.
It's Ash. Yeah, he came back from Ash Wednesday. He was just there. It's
King of Autumn, in your casting breakdown, I would like to see Gary Oldman as Mr. Dark. The rest is up to you.
All right, friends. One of two things that we could play. I'm going to pitch it to the group. We can either do Fortunately, Unfortunately, or I like my. Put it to a vote. Call it out. 3, 2, 1.
Fortunately, unfortunately.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, so I'm happy smiling in the background.
We're proud of you, Jamie. You're doing a great job. Jamie, here's a simple game of Fortunately, Unfortunately. We play it as a sort of elimination game where one person, I'll starts with a fortunate statement. I think the order will be, it'll go me, Eric, Jamie, Jesse, and then Noah. Yeah? And basically I go, fortunately, I found a spooky manor to stay in to get out of the rain. After which Eric would say,
unfortunately, all the doors were locked.
And then Jamie, you'd give a fortunate statement.
Yes, fortunately, I had 2 keys in my pocket.
Unfortunately, neither of them were for the front door.
Fortunately, I am a locksmith, so it was fairly easy to get in anyway.
Unfortunately, as soon as I kneeled down, my tools broke.
Fortunately, I have a hard head and headbutted in the door.
Unfortunately, a splinter got into my fingernail.
Oh no.
Fortunately, it was for my left hand and I'm right-handed, so it's fine.
Unfortunately, I looked at my right hand and saw the same splinter.
Fortunately, I have a pair of tweezers on me somewhere.
Unfortunately, those tweezers were lost in the mud in the rain.
Oh, damn.
Fortunately, I decided that I could use my feet to the same conclusion.
Unfortunately, my feet were stuck in the mud.
Fortunately, I could easily take my shoes off.
Too late, Jack. You're out.
Oh, that's you. Oh, no, that's me. I was waiting for Eric. I'm out. All right. Start a new one.
Let's get it faster, guy. Let's really clip it.
Also, this image is amazing.
That's pretty sick. Noah, what did you say last?
I could take my shoes off fairly easily.
Unfortunately, down the hall in front of me was a bunch of broken glass.
Fortunately, I've learned the Jesus trick of floating above things.
Unfortunately, it was a little too dark to see.
Fortunately, I have dark vision for 60 feet.
Damn it!
Unfortunately, as I proceeded into the hall, a blinding flash illuminated and my eyes went blind.
Fortunately, my sunglasses gave me enough protection to actually get through the entire hallway.
Unfortunately, it was slow going because they weren't my prescription sunglasses.
Fortunately, I don't have a strong prescription, so it's still easy enough.
Unfortunately, my eye doctor said avoid large flashes of light.
Fortunately, that flash was just enough to push me down the hallway, closer to the door I was trying to get through in the first place. Because, as you know, light is both matter and not matter.
Unfortunately, this door was also locked, and my tools, as aforementioned, are in the mud behind the glass.
Too late, Noah.
Too late, Noah. No, you're out.
I'm still catching up to what Jamie said.
So the door is locked, and the door is locked, and our tools are in the mud.
This is final round. There is no pauses allowed. We will be just
no
so
pauses
on
at
you.
all. There's just
Literally
3 of us.
No pauses. Here
all
we
right,
go, guys.
Fortunately, there's a sledgehammer behind the door, and I'm going to beat it in.
But unfortunately, that sledgehammer has a broken top. The rubber has fallen off.
Fortunately, I can fix that very easily using the blood from my cut feet.
Unfortunately, when I go to swing at the door, it bounces off and flies out of my hands.
No!
Fortunately, I look at the hinges and notice that one of them is rusted.
Unfortunately, it's the hinge that is not the one that will break through the actual door.
Unfortunately, I give it a shot anyway, and my splinter is untaken out of my hand.
You're out.
I'm out.
You're out. All right, this is the speedy round, one-on-one, as fast as you physically can, and we will be relentless in our judgment of you. On your mark.
Crap.
Get set.
Wait, where did we leave off?
Jesse, you're gonna go.
It was fortunately I was able to get through the door or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have splinters in your fingernails.
Okay.
Unfortunately, behind the door was a vampire, and I'm bleeding.
Fortunately, I have enough blood to satisfy an entire family at any point in time.
Unfortunately, it's his favorite blood type, and he attacked me.
Fortunately, I have an extra blood type in my back pocket just in case something like that happens.
Well, hold on, time's up. You can't have. What do you
Hey,
mean?
you never said this had to be reality, okay? Back off, fella.
What does it mean to have a backup blood type? You don't have like a
I've
random,
got a backup blood
like a
type.
solid
Don't you carry
state
a little
drive in your
AB
back
I
pocket.
learned all kinds of
back
things about our
pocket?
guest this week.
You don't carry a little.
Be positive in your
I'm
back
telling
pocket.
you people change the rules all the time.
I think I win by default.
I think by
You do not.
anger of the
I
host,
was right
you
on
win.
time. I had my timing up there.
All right. In that case, congratulations, Jamie. You've won yourself
Nope.
more work to do.
Nope,
and you
nope.
have
I give it up.
60
I give it up
seconds
to Jesse.
No,
60
reverse
seconds.
psychology. You must take it.
60 seconds to give us a full recap of the entire show thus far. For Willowfern, who just joined us on YouTube, saying y'all are so underrated. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are you
like,
ready?
share, and subscribe.
On your
To
mark.
make us overrated.
Ugh, good.
On your mark. Get set. Go.
Who?
That's
You.
clock's ticking, Jamie.
Oh, it's me again?
60 seconds.
I already did mine last time.
Guys, we went into a manor. We went to sleep. Apparently, Olaf beat up a bunch of people, but he didn't beat up a
Yeah,
bunch of
Jenny.
people. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. We got brought to a dinner with Mr. Dark. The butler was a bit ominous, but Mr. Dark was more ominous. We signed a contract, and hell knows what's going to happen. That's the story so far. All right, Jack,
we missed
can
the
we
whole
begin?
thing about
It is
Olaf being an
9:41.
actual
All right, take a
caregiver
seat.
Lord.
and actually taking out the other people and really trying to bring, him back to life because, Olaf is a caregiver and he loves everybody.
We have plot. Let's move on to the plot.
Done.
The third
I have
and
something
There
final
is no
act.
plot.
I loved Eric's take of Who Gives a Shit Theater, starring Eric.
Hello, everybody.
Theater.
Welcome to Who Gives a Shit Theater. Phil, my fish tank says, I want to play AI Dungeon. You can, for free. Go to play.aidungeon.io. If you look up It Was Jack, our profile there has a whole bunch of worlds that we've made for you to play around in. They're all well written, in my opinion. So,
You can even go back into this one once it's done and fuck around with it.
Yeah, this one's published completely.
yeah, it is.
You wake up in a black void with a spike of fire drilling into your brain. You hear a voice with the sound of 1,000 thunderstorms ringing in your ears.
Eric, you gotta. Hey, Eric, do the sound. Eric,
Do the thing,
come on,
Eric.
come on,
Eric,
1,000
do the thing.
thunderstorms. Let's go, Eric, come on. Eric,
The line. Ouch!
Just like that, Jack. Do you like the thing, Jack?
just like that, Eric. Good job.
Welcome to my realm, mortal.
You see the terrifying visage of how have we been pronouncing this?
Orphiculus.
Orphiculus.
Orpheus.
Something like that.
Orpheus floating in front of you. His voice booms.
You seek power and renown, don't you, weakling?
His words sting, and you look away in shame as he roasts you.
Sorry, all of a sudden he became James T. Kirk, doing something else wrong. Okay.
And he says,
give you everything you want, but I need help. I need someone on the outside to do my bidding.
you look at him confused, not knowing what he's talking about.
I want you to kill for me. Kill your king, kill your family, kill everyone you know.
He presses his hot spike into your brain, and you cannot think of anything else other than killing.
Ooh. You.
You manage to whimper out.
I am Orpheus.
I'm just hitting enter. I want to know what happens.
Please,
This
yeah.
is pretty epic.
That's pretty awesome.
Pretty rad, yeah. Thrown to hell, and now we're a
I do like that
murder
we've
machine.
gone from gothic horror to Italian divine comedy.
Yes.
Yeah, same difference.
Yeah,
same
Dante was basically Bram Stoker. He bellows.
I am a daemon of the warp. I have been watching you, and I see
great potential. In exchange for your servitude, I will grant you unimaginable power and knowledge.
What do you want from me?
You say, tears streaming from your eyes.
So he was pretty explicit. He said it many times.
Pretty sure I've
But
been
we're
doing
in
that already.
pain, Jack. We don't
You're right,
know
you're
what's
right, you're
what.
right. But what if
You
he
haven't-
says something else?
He's gonna be like, if you haven't been paying attention, that's not my problem.
It's $20.
Kill for me. Spread word of the warp. Let men know that they are less than dust compared to daemons. Let them know there is a realm where their souls belong to us when they die. Spread this message, and your reward will be immortality and power. Unimaginable.
Some might even say, unlimited power.
We have an incoming lawsuit from Games Workshop, according to Twitch. I just got
shit.
the notification that we're breaking a lot of rules right now. That's fine. Under fair use, I think we're okay.
Blame AI Dungeon, not us. We're just the messengers. You yell.
Fine. I will. Just make the pain stop. And give me the power. I will make them all pay.
With those words, the pain stops. You feel a surge of power and knowledge flood into your brain. Your eyes clear up, and you can see the warp moving around you. In front of you, Orpheacus starts to laugh and then melts into a puddle of blackness that seeps into your mind. You realize that all of existence is pain, and that pain gives you power and will make you powerful. You wake up in your bed. Did it all just happen?
God. Oh, my Lord. This is wild.
You hear your mother calling you from downstairs. You slowly walk down the stairs and into the kitchen.
Oh, no, wait. We need to hear what Mom has to say.
Oh, whoops. You hear your mother calling you from downstairs.
Konard! Get up or you'll be late for your test!
Your mother yells at you from downstairs. You slowly walk down the stairs and into the kitchen. You grab an apple from the counter and bite into it as you walk out the door.
Don't forget to do your chores today, especially the ones in the barn.
Your mother says as you head out the door. You live on a farm just outside of town.
How did we get home? Was this real? Oh, no.
There has to be a little something there.
Oh, no. What's this voice whispering in my ear?
It's me, Jack. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey. It's great to see you.
I'm on Spud Wizard's side. Let's murder our family. Come on.
Oh, my God. That's how you want to wrap this?
That's what we were told to do. I don't know.
I mean, it's true. We've been given
Sorry,
power.
what was the girl who,
We've been wronged by
who
the world. I
rejected
think her
us at the
name
beginning?
was
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth?
Yes. Oh, no. No, don't do it. Not
Yes.
Elizabeth.
Let's Victor
No.
Frankenstein this shit.
No, not Elizabeth.
No.
She was the only thing that was kind to us in this world. We just needed to grow up. We didn't need to go to hell and become a demon-possessed murder man. She'll never love us.
You take a dagger from the cabinet as you leave.
Oh, God.
Yes, Mother. I have much to do.
You head to Elizabeth's house. You arrive at the dark, foreboding house just as Elizabeth is leaving for town. She smiles and waves to you as she gets into her buggy. Just as she's about to leave, you call out to her.
Hey, Elizabeth. I like you.
You tell her. Elizabeth looks at you with a look of confusion and surprise. Then she smiles.
I like you too!
Who wouldn't? With a voice like that?
The voice of an angel, but one
Is
of those
this
creepy
the-
angels where their eyes are fire and they have wheels and stuff like that.
Yeah. Is this the unlimited power? Does she love us now, but we still have to kill her?
Ooh, maybe. That's tragic.
Oh, God. That's very tragic.
Or it could
What do you
be our
think, Nerd?
ticket to breaking the spell, perhaps.
I'm scared.
Don't worry, Jack. It's not real.
No, I don't know.
The
Jesse,
warp
I don't know
can't
what's
hurt
real
you,
anymore.
Jack.
No, Jesse. No.
Come
I'm
play with
scared.
us, Jack, forever and ever.
No. Jesse,
Okay.
please. The voices. Why won't they stop? The voices never stop.
Because we like you, Jack.
Oh, God. All right, Jesse, what are you thinking? Or Eric, what are you thinking?
Don't ask me what I'm
please.
thinking, because it's
I'm
fucked up.
sorry. I don't like this. I want to know how to get. We got to wrap the story soon. We're
You want a
close to
happy
closing
ending to
time.
your
I'm
gothic
hoping
horror?
this. I'm hoping this wraps it.
Oh God, I'm so scared.
You say,
Good.
you watch her drive off. You feel the world around you. A bolt of lightning hits the tree next to her, and it falls on the carriage. Did you do that? Who can tell? You head home. You arrive home, and your mother immediately starts yelling at you for being late. You head to the back of the house and into the barn. In the barn, you begin to do your chores. You see rats scurrying around, but they don't show any sign of being afraid of you. In fact, they seem to almost be attacking you, biting and scratching at your ankles. You yell and kick at them, but this does nothing.
Oh God. Is this
We're
our
on-
comeuppance for what we've
We're
done?
on track 2.
Are we like a phantom now or something? Like we can't affect the material world?
How can we do our chores if we can't
No.
pick things up?
Oh
Now
no, I'm
you
trying to
call
pick
on
up
the
the plow,
power
but
of
it goes right through my hand.
Orpheus.
Oh my God. Fiogus, no. No, yeah, I really want to see this piece of art finished because
And
it looks
burn
awesome.
them all.
Oh God, all the rats are hit with tiny lightning strikes.
You say,
I hate this world.
you feel heat around you, and the barn starts to burn.
Yes. I will burn it all.
You finish sweeping out the barn and head back inside. Your mother is waiting for you and is furious with you for burning down the barn. You yell at her that she doesn't understand what it's like to have a horrible destiny. She slaps you and sends you to your room. It's not a phase, Mom. I'm possessed by literal Satan.
Go away. Finish this, but I think we retry and maybe try and find
You
an
spend hours in
Yeah.
your room reading about dark magic, evil spirits, and demons. You find a spell to summon a dream assassin.
All right, maybe another time. Mom.
AI
This
doesn't
is the
understand that we're trying to find an end to the story. End of the story.
time. We're almost there. It was burn the thing down.
You hear. Oh, wait. You are suddenly surrounded by fire. You look at your hands, and they're on fire, but somehow you're not burning. You start to laugh as the rats scurry off. You hear a yell from your mother, followed by her scream. You walk out of the barn just in time to see her burn to death. Your father's not home, so it falls to you to help her. This world is hell, filled with vile rat beasts just waiting to strike down upon you. Sequel! Sequel!
I think that's the end.
I think that's the end. Well, that was ominous. Everyone take a final drink.
Ah, a drink to wrap us up. What an ending! Oh my
Wow.
God, what a journey! I really thought that our character would grow in the sense of finding courage for himself, which he kind of did in that, I'm going to face Mr. Dark. And then it just ended up twisting him into this burning hatred ball man.
Happy
That's so
Spooktober.
sad.
Stickman says, actually Warhammer. Like, actually Warhammer.
Well, actually, that is Warhammer.
It really is,
Hey,
though. I
beautiful.
like how we've tried to do Warhammer before. And it's really
This was
hard to
more
get it to
Warhammer than that
do
was.
Warhammer. That was
All right,
crazy.
friends. That was wonderful.
What a good
here's what's
story.
going to happen right now before we move on. Chat, start spamming me here with song titles, be it a moment that you enjoyed, a line, of dialogue that inspires you, or something that springs to mind. A fake song title that'll enter into the AI here. Song title begins, yes, and I will enter it into the AI. Generate for us a full-length song that we will do our best to sing through.
Can
I will
we,
pick the one that I
while
like
Jack
the
is
most.
doing that, can we see what an epilogue might be for this kind of story?
All right, let's
please.
epilogue it up.
The sequel is replaced by an epilogue.
Maybe the epilogue is the sequel hook.
Bum, bum, bum. All right, I'm just hitting epilogue. Do we want to, Chad, is there anyone we really want to know about in the epilogue?
Olaf.
What happens
Olaf?
to Elizabeth's soul?
Oh, I should have storied that. Never mind. Stop, AI.
Oh, yeah, Olaf. Yeah, whatever happened to him?
I don't think we've ever gotten so many song titles at once. I'm so excited. I don't know what to pick from.
My other blood type, just in case.
Oh, that's awful.
I'm assuming what you meant is that you had like a bag of blood in your pocket or something.
Yeah, I told you, AB positive in your back pocket all
It
the time.
sounded
It's
like you
good
had a
thing to
hard
have.
drive that you could plug into your elbow and it'll upload you with a new blood type.
Don't worry, guys. I can rewrite
Like
my
a
DNA
firmware
at will.
update. Yeah.
You have reached the bad ending of deviance.
There's one above that.
Oh. Never mind. You lay down in your bed as the rats feast upon your corpse.
God.
Actually Warhammer, though. I'm retrying it.
Shout out to Country Buns giving me stay O positive.
You have found the secret ending. In order to reach this epilogue, you had to complete the game without killing anyone, which you didn't, because you killed everyone.
Well, but did we?
Try giving the epilogue a title. That sometimes helps.
Yeah.
Your name is Konard, and you have just watched your mother burn to death. As her body burns, you feel a heat growing inside you.
All right. As the world burns, we find Olaf. What is he doing?
Willow Fern. Wow, that was morbid. Yeah, thanks for joining us on this
Hey, Willow Fern.
incredibly morbid adventure.
Oh, God. This song isn't much better. I'm not going to lie to you.
Excellent.
Oh no.
The songs have been like weirdly political lately, so I hope that it keeps up.
This
that
one's
trend.
not. This one's
Oh,
definitely not. Yeah, you'll see. I've gone with Spud Wizard's suggestion of Dream Assassin, an 18th century chamber music song. So we'll see how that goes.
As the world burns, we find Olaf returning from the hunt as normal. He notices as he approaches his home that something is wrong. There is smoke rising from it. He rushes over, only to find that it has been set alight. He looks around and finds you. But you are not what he expected. A demon.
Hate it when that guy that hired you turns out to be a demon. Oh, every time.
Oh, not Olaf.
Not Olaf. What a sad ending.
I
But
know.
also, like,
But so fitting for the
sick.
genre. Yeah.
yeah, right.
Cool as
Like,
hell.
Perhaps a post-mortem in the true sense of the word.
wow. I'm happy that. So this one really felt like we really stayed in genre the whole time. Everything from like the consistent like weird things that Olaf was saying, you know, and his ominous statements to everyone, to the way that the we had Mr. Dark and like the different kind of characterization. I don't know. It was really fun for me.
I
that
really
this one
liked-
stayed so consistent.
I really liked, although it wasn't explicitly stated what our motivation for going along with it was, I like to think that in the back of our mind we thought if we were given unlimited power, kind of like I think what Jack had said earlier, perhaps that's how we could get Elizabeth to love us again. Which to me,
Right.
like, having horrible things happen to you as a result of your passion is very gothic to me. Very on genre.
cool.
This is a very, I will say on my point, a very visually stimulating episode. There's a lot of very interesting visuals that I got to play around with this time, which made me very
And I know we
fun.
didn't comment on them, but they were really sick.
I'm gonna have a
get to
hard
see lot
time
of them,
deciding
I
on a
would say.
thumbnail for this one because they're all awesome.
Hey Noah, do you have time to pull up maybe really quickly a piece of art that you really like from today's show?
Oh, yes. I'll bring up when we met Ophiuchus, however we want to pronounce it.
Ooh, okay.
There we
anytime
go.
People in
Yes,
Zoom. Oh
lovely.
my god!
That's pretty fucking cool.
Whoa! Oh wow! Everyone in the Zoom chat here, I've put in the new link to the song. If you guys want to hop on in.
I'm in it.
Wonderful. Welcome to Dream Assassin, 19th century chamber music. Jamie, you're our guest here. Would you like to take a verse, a chorus, or the bridge?
Just a minute.
Don't you can't read it all ahead
Don't
of time.
think about it too hard.
I'm
Just
not
choose.
reading it. I can't even get into it. Hang on.
Oh, right. Yes, that's actually very important.
Very case sensitive.
Yes.
And I
that
think
is
they're all
also-
lowercase except for the O. which
And
is a
you
number.
can't copy and paste. They don't let you.
No, I'm realizing that. And where am I putting the damn?
So you go back just as
yeah,
you
yeah.
joined our original game. Go back to the main menu and say join game.
Okay, there we go. My fault again. I'm sorry. I'm just so sad.
The real
Williford,
question, Jamie, though: verse, chorus, or bridge?
Let me go with the bridge.
All right, bridge is yours.
Okay.
Noah, just so you know, Willifern says that your art is epic. Well done.
Thank you.
All right. Jesse, you are a narrator tonight. Would you like a verse or the chorus today?
Trying to remember what I did last week and I don't remember, so perhaps I'll just do a verse.
Do it. Eric, would you like the verse or the chorus?
Take a chorus.
Do it. Do you want first or second verse then, Jesse?
I will take second verse.
Then I will kick us off with the first.
Ooh.
To remind us one more time with the order, I'll go first with the first verse. Eric is taking the chorus. Jesse's taking the second verse. Jamie, you're taking the bridge. And then Eric's taking us with the final chorus. Give me 1 second to plug my keyboard in. All right.
That's some good fire.
The great
Here we go.
18th century chamber music song, Dream Assassin.
The very same.
The very same Dream Assassin. This is a classic. It was played in all the parlors across town. Cursed be the man who plunders my dreams, angry and cruel in nature with demonic eyes. He lurks in the shadows and poisons my heart. The dream assassin, I fear he will kill me before he'll depart.
Dream assassin, you've murdered my peace. I can't rest by night or by day. Dream assassin, you'll tear out my soul. I'll be dead soon, but I'll pray you won't slay my family.
Oh boy! All right.
Why, tell us about your family.
Mother, father, sister, and brother, all are slain by the shadow that creeps in my room. He'll poison your minds and you'll never again be loyal. He'll turn brothers against brothers, then laugh as you fall apart.
Dream assassin, you've murdered my peace. I can't rest by night or by day. Dream assassin, he'll tear out my soul. I'll be dead soon, but I pray you won't slay my family.
make you assist in your own demise, and justify every death with a lie. Your own mother will offer you out for sacrifice. The dream assassin, who but he could make good men go blind.
Dream assassin,
Dream assassin.
you've murdered my peace. I can't rest by night or day. Dream assassin, you tear out my soul. I'll be dead soon, but I pray you won't slay my family.
He'll make you assist in your own demise.
That was pretty good.
Pretty tight. That was pretty tight.
That was
You know, it had a
very
theme and it went for it. And
Dream assassin. I wonder what he does. What I'll tell you. Wow. Wow, thanks for joining us, Jamie. What a wild ride that was from start to finish. That was a blast.
It's amazing. It's so much fun to play with you guys.
It's
a great
amazing.
fun.
Here I was expecting it to just be another drab, dreary, rain on your head kind of day, but it turns out we had a good time. Oh, sorry. Friends, if you enjoyed the show today, you can find us on YouTube at AI Dungeon Crawlers. We have all of our past VODs uploaded there for you to enjoy. You can also follow us on Discord. If you type !Discord into the chat to join the conversation, join us for movie nights on Thursdays, as well as join us for our Monday streams where we build the world for next Friday. We're also on Instagram at AI Dungeon Crawlers with lovely clips and bite-sized bits for you to enjoy. But of course, if you really want to support the show, we have a tip jar. You can subscribe, follow on YouTube, or just tell your friends and family about us. Help us be overrated, as Noah so elegantly put it. And every week... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I would just like to interject, actually, to say, Willow Fern, first of all, thank you for watching on YouTube. You mentioned that you also do art, saying that Noah's art was epic, better than yours by a landslide. I'm sure your art is great. In fact, I would welcome you to join our Discord and show us some of your art. We'd love to see it.
Yeah. Yes, please. Is that going to work for you on the Restream bot? Hopefully you can see the Stream Elements one that was posted there. Go ahead and join us there.
if you search AI Dungeon Crawlers on Discord, you'll find us.
Can you do that? Can you search on
Pretty
Discord?
sure you can, yeah. It'd be really strange if you couldn't, you know?
I guess so. That's the point. I don't know how Discord
You
works.
can find just message us on Instagram or something if it don't work.
Yeah.
We'll get
All
to
right,
you.
folks. What we do every week is one word at a time. We build a sort of motto to impart upon you before we depart. Jamie, do you remember how this goes?
Yes, I think so.
All right. Then, in that case, Jamie, you're going to go after Eric. Everybody ready?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Darkness.
Sometimes.
Beaches.
Every
Single.
Peace.
Of.
Our.
souls.
Oh.
Well, have fun, everybody. Happy
Well, have a
Friday.
lovely week.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
And have a
Happy
wonderful
Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And now I'm going to catch a train down to my parents' place. Hi, Mom. Great to see you. Thanks for being in the chat. I'll see you tomorrow. I love everybody. Have a great night.
Farewell.